Okay guys, so now we're going to talk about white points, the other very important concept when you're compositing CG, and what affects white points. So the two or three main things that affect the white point of a camera is the light color. So, for example, if we have a white piece of paper and we have an orange light filling the entire room, the white point, we know that the piece of paper is actually white. We know the physical properties of that paper are white, but the light hitting the paper is making it orange. So that would be the white point. We could set the white point to the piece of paper and it would remove the orange from the scene. The other factor that controls it, so it's the light color and also the white balance on your camera. So what is a white balance? If you're not familiar with photography, definitely pick up a photography book. Once again, I'll keep saying it, but if you check this out, this is the same camera. I was just using an iPhone here, just the same camera, taking the picture of this wall with the same lighting. I didn't change the lights, I didn't do anything. But sometimes the white balance on the camera changes. So if you don't manually set the white balance, which is basically just telling the camera, hey, what is white here? So if you have a more expensive camera or you have an app, you can actually set your white balance manually. But sometimes if you see your camera, maybe there's a little bit of a blue tint or orange tint to your pictures, and that's because of the white balance. It's what the camera thinks is white. So a good way to to set your white balance on your camera would be to hold up a white piece of paper, point your camera at it, and some cameras have a custom setting that will say, okay, look at that piece of paper and set the white balance, and it will make that piece of paper white in the camera's vision. But a lot of times that's not done, so we have a white balance that's not exactly white. So that's the two things: the color of the light and the white balance of the camera. So for example, we have our picture here. This is not our plate that we're going to be using for a final one, but we see that it's kind of blue hour, but we also have a white balance that's set on this camera. So this probably isn't the true color of the world that we're filming in, to be honest. But that's fine. We know that we can't say that these clouds are pure white though, because it might be blue hour and everything turns a little bit blue outside. But just to show you, if it was just a white balance issue and we knew that these clouds in real life were actually white and our light source wasn't blue, we could just say, okay, let's set the white point and sample it to that cloud. And now those clouds become pure white. And these things are becoming much more white. So we're actually removing the blue tint from this picture, which may or may not be the correct thing depending on what the actual light color was in real life. So again, we got to consider both factors. This actually looks kind of cool to remove that blue tint because it actually adds some interesting colors and stuff here. But that's all good to know. But a lot of times we're not changing the white point on our footage. We're actually just trying to match it. If we have a white ball here that's not matching, we can take that, and what we would do is we would sample something that seems to be white in that scene. So I would take this and maybe sample the cloud. So if we look at the color samples here, you can tell that this is pure white and this is not pure white. So that's what we would change the white of this into being that to make it match. So that would be like this. So we see the difference, and that would be more of a matching white point. However, this would be a little bit different if, again, where this ball is over here and there's an orange street light that is affecting the whites in the scene. So actually it could be a combination of maybe what you would do is first you would match the ball to the quote unquote color balance of the scene. So we would match the white of this first, and then we would add orange tint into it, because we know, like, if the orange, let's say the orange was on this side, the orange might make the white point a little bit orange on the left, but the quote unquote pure white would still have this little bit of tint in it. So for example, let's just try to show it. Yeah. So, you know, if we had an orange light on that side, so we know that this surface is white, but it's taking some orange light on. But you know, we don't have that. We're not doing this. We still have to match the white point of the color balance, the environment color, and then the white point from if there was a light over here. So those are the things to think about. Yep, that's pretty much it for Whitepoint.